Welcome to the Any Noise Experience, podcast Endurance Noise, Random Musings, Sunday, October 18, 2020. Just finishing up my 10K chug. Felt pretty good until just the very end. Probably feeling that 10 miler yesterday, especially on anything like a downhill. The old legs just weren't used to downhill, and I did quite a bit of running. I know I always talk about not running anymore, but you just get it done faster. And like my friend Allison used to say, hurts to run, hurts to walk. Just let's go get it over with. And so had a good race yesterday, but we got up at 3, 4 in the morning, drove there, raced, came home. I ended up taking a nap from like 5 to 7 o'clock at night, which I knew was gonna suck because then I wanted to sleep when I got home at 2, but I just couldn't, I was too wired. And so I ended up waking up at 2 or 3 this morning, did a podcast about update on the Backyard Ultra. A few people already dropped out in the American team. Nothing much to report on since it's early, and we're hoping to go 72 hours if they've got someone to go with them. So that's not going to end until 48 hours will be tomorrow morning, Monday, and 72 would be Tuesday. So that's going on for quite a while. I also talked about the half marathon world championships and how the Ugandan, but not that Ugandan, a younger one, 21-year-old, won it. And women, Kenyan won it, set the world record for a women's only race. So congratulations to both of them. I did my 10K where I did a 5-minute walk, 5-minute run. Wasn't planning on doing a 10K completely on my own, but the weasel did not get up this morning. She took yesterday off because I was out of town, taking way too many days off, and she's gonna get out of the routine of doing it, which is kind of upsetting because back in 2017, after 27 years of marriage, I finally got her to start going out every day. She lost like 80 pounds, best shape of her life. And she was working, Monday through Friday at the office, 7 to 4, and doing every morning walking with me. Now, 7 months into this COVID, and she's been working from home, and she's just getting where she's falling out of routine. Like, I'm gonna sleep in. And then the problem is it's still too damn hot. It's in the 8, and it was like 95 when we came home yesterday. It's too hot in the afternoon for her to go out. And so she's just missing, instead of maybe a day once every month, she's missing more and more days. And she always says, well, Sunday is my day off. And I'm like, no, yeah, supposedly it's a day of rest, but you don't really need to schedule rest when you're an adult. When you're an adult, schedule rest it's more take a break when life bites you in the ass. So pretty annoyed with her. We're just trying to, back in 2017, me and my sons independently, not even really knowing each other, we're doing it, went to her and worried about her and her health. And she got healthy, but she's sliding back into it. But, I know it's tough doing this COVID times. It's really when routine is super important. So, as you know, it's just gotta go out and do it. I'm glad I did. Now I'm done with my 10K in the morning. Go do some kettlebell, do some podcast stuff, watch some NFL, watch those half marathon championships since I wasn't home. Keep track of the big backyard, and I'll talk to you guys later on today. And the day is done. Nightfall here on Elm Street. Oh boy, I'm kind of tired, but the routine is do something in the morning, do something in the evening. So after a morning where I did a 2-hour, did a chug 114, means I walk 5 minutes, run 5 minutes. Actually had a top 10 10K, not saying much, but kind of happy with that considering I had my first race in 7 months yesterday. Pretty tough one, lots of sand, lots of hills, lots of burros. Burros was the good part. If you look at my Fitbit data, it's interesting that I got my 20,000 steps, 21 days in a row. But if you look at my Fitbit data, what I like looking at is, you can see here, this morning's walk, 79% of it is in cardio. Usually in a morning, like you can see Friday morning, it'll be 51% body burning. Very rarely is it cardio. It's usually, and of course, yesterday's race was a mixture of running, aerobic workouts. In fact, I'm teasing Liz that she pushed me the last mile and it was 93% peak for that last half an hour. So good for that. My sleep's been all over the place. course, because yesterday I got back, as I said. But after this morning's workout, watched the World Championship half marathon men's and women's race. Really like the 5K loop format. It was nice to watch. You get to see the whole race unfold. Really like how they've been doing the races separate times. You know, these big city marathons, they always try and release the women early. And then the problem is then they have to switch from coverage to coverage. Or like in Los Angeles, they actually try and figure out a fair handicap and whoever crosses the line first, man or woman, gets a nice prize. So really fun to watch that. Tons of fast, a lot of PBs. The women's race, I think they said 65 of the 100 plus women who ran got personal bests. Men's race, lots of personal bests. And it just goes to show you, without all the racing, they're actually training and coming out pretty epic on race day, despite a course that wasn't the fastest. It was a big rectangle, but it wasn't just nice 90-degree angles. There was a 180-degree turn. There were some other tight turns. Pretty tight course. I mean, yeah, there's only 100 people in it. In fact, with a lap to go, 5K to go, one of the Ethiopian ladies tripped and fell on her own, and then two of the other contenders tripped and fell on a straightaway. But pretty exciting to watch. Men's race, they jogged the first 5K. I mean, to them it wasn't a jog, but to them it was a jog. To us it was amazing, but then they really turned on the afterburners, and the young Ugandan threw down like a 13:38 final 5K, like from 15 to 20, and took the win. And it wasn't Cheptegei, it was teammate Shalimo, who's won World Cross. So he's definitely to contend. So very fun to watch. And of course, we're keeping track of the Backyard Ultra, and American team seems to have been losing quite a few people. People having difficulties. Just 24 hours in, I think we're down to like 6 or 7 athletes, and many of them are coming in with minutes to spare. I think a lot of these guys, well, there has been a lot of races, have done too many of these backyard races. I think you mentally lose it. They're such a difficult event with the sleep deprivation and stuff, and I think you can only do a few of them, and then you need to take a big break. It's kind of like many multi-day racing too much. It's just a little bit too much on the system. So we shall see. And myself this evening did a little cross-country workout, warm up, ran a mile, walked a quarter mile, ran a quarter mile, super slow. I could have probably walked it faster, but you know, as yesterday proved, I was under 16-minute pace for that pretty hard trail race, and if I'd walked it, I would have probably not broke 18s. Running is just faster, unfortunately. And if you can still run, I guess I should still run. So anyways, tomorrow's another day. I'll be out here in the morning getting it done. Still debating back and forth about the 12-hour race in a couple weeks up in Vegas. Part of me is like, oh no, I don't know if I want to do it. Part of me is like, yeah, you gotta go do it. This yin and yang. Just was listening to Bill Simmons, yes. I wanted to say Russell Simmons, of course that's the guy from Def Jam, but Russell Wilson from the Seahawks, and him talking about how for years, just like LeBron James, he takes care of his body year round, doesn't take a day off, has a whole team, massage, nutritionist, hyperbaric chamber, and how important it is to constantly be thinking about that. And I myself do it in my own way. Yeah, I know you probably think you're a slow old guy. Why does it matter? It's like, hey, it's just a matter of one big experiment and trying to get the best out of myself that I can. And I think if you're taking up this endeavor, why not? You know, put your full energy into it and just have fun with it. I mean, if you're just out here staying in shape, you know, do everything and anything. But if your goal is to become a better endurance athlete, you know, work on it. Not just the hour or so that you do a day, but throughout the day. Think, you know, how's this going to impact me? And the thing is, you take care of a lot of those things, your life's going to be a lot better too. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I know whenever things go haywire for me, it's because I'm not taking care of myself. So that's definitely a key. So, as I always say, stay healthy, be boring, not epic.